AI is evolving at an incredible pace, no doubt. But when we try to deploy LLMs to solve real-world problems, some challenges arise. For starters, they often make things up, or what we call AI hallucination. On top of that, they don't always understand exactly what we want because they lack contextual understanding and they're not tailor-made to us. Well, this brings us to today's topic, RAG, a game-changing approach that makes LLMs more reliable, more customizable, and more equipped for iterative updates. I'm CG from Innovations, and today I'd like to break down what RAG is and why it's a big deal for businesses. Think of traditional LLMs as a sage that's read thousands of books. They're incredibly knowledgeable, but their main goal is to impress you as the user. So no matter what you ask, it will give you an answer, even if it doesn't know the right one. It will craft up something plausible based on everything they've read. This approach has three major limitations. For one, too much information to sift through. With so much knowledge, the LLM might struggle to zero in on exactly what you're looking for, so it's not reliable. For two, knowledge gaps. LLMs aren't omniscient. When we ask something it doesn't know or is quite customized to us, the quality of the answers can drop significantly. And for three, static knowledge. The information they've read is baked into their system, and expanding it is a complex and time-consuming process. So this is where RAG comes in. Think of RAG as your personal assistant who carries around a private bookshelf filled with all the information relevant to your needs. And here's how it works. When you ask a question, RAG first takes your question and searches the bookshelf for the most relevant information. It then hands that information along with your question to the LLM. The LLM uses both the retrieved data and its own knowledge to generate a more accurate and relevant response, and hands it back to the user. With RAG, you get three major benefits. More precise answers by narrowing the scope of information to ensure LLMs focuses on only what's relevant. And secondly, RAG supplements the LLM's blind spots with specific information you need. And thirdly, the bookshelf, or in reality, the database, can be updated anytime without retraining the LLM or disrupting workflows. Okay, so setting aside the analogy of the sage, the bookshelf, and the assistant. At its core, RAG combines two key steps. For one, retrieval. RAG searches for the database for the most relevant information. And for two, generation. It then feeds that data along with your question to the LLM, which generates a reliable, context-aware answer, often with citations. And put simply, RAG equals retrieval plus generation. So how is RAG different from traditional AI? In a traditional LLM setup, you ask a question, and the LLM generates a response purely based on what it knows. With RAG, the process is smarter. When you ask a question, RAG first searches a vector database for relevant information. Then, it combines that data with your question before passing it to the LLM. This means RAG doesn't just rely on what the LLM knows. It enhances your query with additional targeted context. It's like giving the LLM a cheat sheet and a brief instead of a vague question. This also shifts how we leverage LLMs. In traditional setup, we depend on the LLM's built-in knowledge to generate answers. With RAG, the LLM becomes more of a language processing tool, organizing and presenting information from your knowledge base in a way that's easily understood and tailored to your needs. So why does RAG matter? RAG offers three advantages. Better accuracy by narrowing the focus. RAG improves the precision of AI-generated answers. And then customization. With private data, RAG allows AI to deliver answers that's tailor-made to your specific needs. And lastly, dynamic updates. The knowledge base can be updated anytime, eliminating the cost and complexity of retraining the LLM. In short, RAG unlocks the potential for AI to become a truly enterprise-level solution. So how can RAG help businesses solve specific, real-world challenges? That's the question we'll explore in the next session. Thank you for tuning in. If you're curious about how AI can drive real impact in your business, follow us for more insights. I'm CG from Innovations. We'll see you next time.